Whether you are facing a crisis or simply want to prepare yourself for life's challenges, this video is for you. If you have ever felt like life is falling apart, where nothing is going your way, and the future feels uncertain, then this video is exactly what you need. But even if things are going well for you right now, this video will teach you my Real Optimism Framework. And this framework will do more than just build mental resilience. It will help you unlock a new way of thinking, one that makes you more adaptable, resourceful, and ready to thrive in any situation. Whether you want to perform better in your career, strengthen your relationships, or simply gain more control over your emotions, mastering this framework will give you an edge in every area of life. And this is something most people don't realize. There is a hidden mechanism at play when we face challenges, something that determines whether we spiral deeper into problems or find a way out. It is not just about shifting your focus and hoping for the best. It is about aligning your internal energy with the right actions, the kind that actually transforms your situation. Today, I will show you exactly how to do that because when you understand this, you will realize that real change doesn't come from wishful thinking. It comes from a structured approach that rewires the way you think, feel, and respond to life's challenges. The way you respond to challenges determines what happens next. This is why the law of attraction isn't just about wishful thinking. It is about aligning your internal energy with the reality you want to create. And today, I will show you exactly how to do that. For those who are new here, I am Dr. MD Ahmed. My work revolves around personal mastery, accelerated learning, and peak performance. I call it alternative education. I help people break through mental barriers and develop unshakable resilience. Let's begin. Everything is falling apart. Your plans collapsed. You lost something or someone important. People disappointed you. And now, everywhere you look, it's like you are drowning in chaos. And what do they tell you? Just be positive. Think happy thoughts as if that magically fixes everything. But you must understand that trying to force yourself to experience happiness or any other positive emotion when challenges surround you is not the best solution. Positive emotions are fleeting by nature. One moment they are here, the next they are gone. So, if emotions are unreliable, what do you need instead? A mental attitude. Real optimism is not an emotion, it is an attitude, a way of seeing life that keeps you grounded no matter what happens. It is what allows you to move forward even when your world feels like it is crumbling. The mistake most people make when facing a crisis is focusing only on shifting their mood or changing their emotional states. That's when we end up distracting ourselves, numbing our emotions, or trying to excite ourselves artificially. Some people grab a drink to soothe their jittery nerves. Others binge watch shows, scroll endlessly through social media, or indulge in emotional eating. These distractions create fleeting emotions that feel like relief in the moment, but the challenges don't disappear. And because we don't take action, we don't move ahead and create something meaningful for ourselves. Instead, we get caught in a vicious cycle. Disaster strikes, we feel fear, frustration, or hopelessness. We turn to distractions to feel better. The problem still exists. We feel bad again, we seek another distraction, and the loop continues. The more we repeat this cycle, the more powerless we feel. The law of attraction says that whatever you focus on grows. The only way to break free is to shift from chasing emotions to embracing a mental attitude. Real optimism is not about ignoring problems. It is about feeling hopeful and confident that the future can be different and taking action to make that happen. When you embrace this mindset, you stop looking for distractions. Instead, you focus on what you can do. And that's where the Real Optimism Framework comes in. This framework helps you become more resilient and evolve as a person. Instead of getting trapped in emotional challenges, you start turning challenges into growth opportunities. Before I teach you my 6-step Real Optimism Framework, I want you to tell me in the comment section which area of life you are experiencing challenges, and also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Now let's understand the 6-step framework to develop the attitude of real optimism and regain control of your life. Step 1 is to acknowledge reality and not let it consume you. To do this, you must develop self-awareness. You have to recognize what you are feeling, whether it is fear, anger, or despair. Say it out loud. This is hard, this hurts, but I will not let it define me. The key is acknowledging your emotions without letting them take over your decisions. Because the moment you recognize what you're feeling, you create a space between your emotions and your response. And that space is where you take back control. Scriptures often remind us of the power of patience and faith during hardship. A verse from the Holy Quran says, "With hardship comes ease." This is not just about waiting for things to get better. It is about understanding that difficulty and relief coexist. Similarly, psychology backs this up with cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which teaches that acknowledging emotions is the first step in regaining control over them. When you stop resisting and start accepting, you gain the power to respond rather than react. Now, before we go to step 2, I want you to know that I have created a profound video on developing self-awareness. You can watch it after this video. I will leave the link in the description. And do let me know what emotion are you acknowledging today in the comment section. Now let's understand step 2. Step 2 is called shift your focus, ask empowering questions. Your brain is wired to find answers. Instead of focusing on why is this happening to me, shift the question to what can I do next? How can I turn this into an opportunity? This small mental shift stops you from spiraling into hopelessness and moves you towards action. And remember, the quality of your questions determines the quality of your answers. So ask wisely. History gives us powerful examples of this shift in action. Take Nelson Mandela, 27 years in prison. And yet, when he was finally released, he did not ask, why did this happen to me? He asked, what can I do with this experience? And that question led him to become one of the greatest leaders of our time. He turned his suffering into wisdom, his frustration into fuel. If you shift your focus like that, even your greatest struggles can become your greatest strengths. Step 3 of this framework is control your physiology. Change your state. When you are overwhelmed, your body reflects it. Your posture slumps. Your breathing gets shallow, your energy drops, and when your body is in a weak state, your mind follows. That's why the fastest way to break this state is not through distractions, but through movement. Stand up, stretch, take a deep breath, go for a walk, change your environment, because how you move affects how you feel. And when you shift your physical state, your mental state follows. You must understand that your mind and body are in a cybernetic loop. The mind affects the body and the body affects the mind. The moment you take control of your body, that is physiology, you start commanding your mind. Now that you understood the importance of shifting your physiology when life throws challenges at you, let's move on to the next critical step. Step 4. Reframe the story you are telling yourself. Reframe the story you are telling yourself. Your mind plays tricks on you, whispering, "This is the end. Things will never get better." But is that really true? Think about it. All the times in your life when things felt impossible, yet you survived. You adapted. You grew. The way you frame your experience defines your response. Instead of saying this is a disaster, say this is a challenge and I have the power to overcome it. Reframing doesn't mean denying reality. It means choosing a perspective that empowers you rather than weakens you. A powerful contemporary example of this is Malala Yousafzai. At just 15, she was shot by the Taliban for speaking out about girls' education. Many would have let that tragedy define them. But Malala reframed her story. Instead of seeing herself as a victim, she became a global advocate for education, winning the Nobel Peace Prize. She could have focused on the injustice and stayed stuck in fear. But instead, she asked, how can I use this to create change? That's the power of reframing. Once you have changed your story, the next step is to take action. That's step 5. Take small, decisive action. Once you are in a resourceful state, focus on one small action you can take right now. Maybe it is reaching out to a friend for advice. Maybe it is applying for a new job. Perhaps it is setting up a plan for financial recovery. The key is momentum, because once you start moving, you stop feeling stuck. The more small wins you accumulate, the easier it becomes to keep going. And once you start taking action, you will begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. And finally, let's understand the last step of this framework, step 6. Train your brain to look for opportunities. I know this firsthand. Years ago, I conducted personal mastery and peak performance seminars for the government departments and corporations. I introduced firewalking in my workshops when this was very new in India. Vijay Times even called me the pioneer of the firewalking movement in India. And yet, I was financially broke. I sat there thinking, how is this even possible? I'm doing something no one else is doing, and still I am stuck. I could have stayed there feeling frustrated, but instead I asked myself, what's next? And that one question led me to accelerated learning, a skill people were willing to pay for. The moment I shifted my focus from frustration to opportunity, my life changed. And this is the final key. Whatever you focus on expands, so train your mind to see solutions, and soon solutions will appear. Your situation does not define you, your responses to it does. You're not broken, you are not powerless, and no matter what you are going through right now, you have the power to change your story. This is what I encourage you to do. Ask yourself, what's one fear or obstacle holding you back right now? Write it down. Then ask, what's next? Share your answers in the comments. I'll respond to as many as I can. And if you are ready to take the next step, check out Foundation X, my program to reprogram your mindset for unstoppable resilience and success. You don't have to stay stuck. Your transformation begins now. Hit like if this helped, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take charge.